DJ Psyched, and you're listening to the Get Psyched podcast. Let's get psyched together. You know this list without you should be the one running this podcast. But yeah, go for it. Piragua.
Piragua, I love this song a lot. And I didn't really notice it the first time we watched the movie. But then when I was listening to the soundtrack, this one caught my, first of all, this is the only song that Lin Manuel Miranda has in the entire movie. And I like that, he stepped back. And yeah, this is like, there's no deeper meaning in this song or anything. It's just a silly song that sounds really pretty. And yeah, I asked my mom if she knew what a piragüero was, and she's like, of course. Like, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of cool. Like, it's something that is very, prevalent in Spanish culture. How do you feel about it?
Well, I would say I completely agree with everything you said, except for the part where you said there's no deeper meaning. I don't think it was meant to feel really deep, but it did contribute to the meaning. Like, I think when he's talking about, like, keep scraping by, like, he's kind of just reinforcing what Benny was talking about, like, just wishing he could chill. Because you see it the whole movie, like, even though he's a small character, Lin Manuel's character is kind of like just like reinforcing what everyone else is already saying, right? Because he's like working his butt off, trying to sell his piragua, and he's got the man working against him, which like is all over the movie. Like there's Benny's, there's Nina's dad who has to give up his business to afford college. There's the salon that had to move to make more money. There's the fact that like this new clothes cleaning place came into town that cost more money.
The laundromat.
Yeah, the laundromat. What? That wasn't a laundromat. A laundromat is different from
dry cleaners.
A dry cleaner, yeah. So like the dry cleaning service that was really expensive. They even talk about it at one point. Like I think in one of the songs where like the housing just went up, so a lot of people moved out of town. So I think that like the Piragua song. I mean, when I first watched the movie, I was like, that was weird, because it just kind of comes out of nowhere. But I think I really love the song, so I appreciate it a lot that it's in the movie. Like it's very catchy and beautiful, and honestly, even if it wasn't in the movie, I would listen to this song on its own. Like if it had never been in the movie, it's still a really catchy and good song. But I think that he's just kind of, he's being lighthearted, he's giving you an intermission, but it's still talking about what the movie's about, right? Like there's still like the friggin' ice cream guy is trying to run him out of business, and he can't get the kids. Yeah, but it's also just a really funny moment, right? Like in the end, the ice cream truck ends up breaking down, so then the kids come back to him. So it's
and like I learned that the guy who plays the actor for Mr. Softy, that guy was Benny on the Broadway show.
But yeah, I love this song a lot. I mean, this is also one of my top songs on the album that I listen to a lot in the car. I'll just be vibing. I'm like, piragua, piragua, nubla que vais piragua. It's a really fun song, and I love Lin Manuel's voice. So it's a really nice treat. It's a really nice treat in the movie, honestly. I do think that although like you can connect it to the movie if you're like me and you overthink things, I think that it is just meant to be a moment that's like more fun and just kind of like
silly.
And it's a cultural moment. Like there's a lot of little moments in the movie that they put in something that's cultural, because it would be weird if this was a Spanish movie and we were just talking about all American things.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that song.
So I vibe with it, giving it 15 out of 10 for being super catchy.
12 out of 10. Next song is probably my favorite.
Really? Oh my gosh, there's so many songs still. All right, continue.
Yeah, there are. Next one is When You're Home, which is Nina and Benny. It's another song. Honestly, I feel like Nina and Benny got more songs than Usnapi and Vanessa.
Yes. Yes, they did.
Yeah, but it's just like really romantic and really sweet and cute, and the romantic side of me just loves it. I think of that one right there when I hear this song. It's just really cute, and I love, like I said before, I love Benny's voice. So this is like probably my top, like my favorite song to sing along to, because it's literally just them talking about like, they love each other, they missed each other when Nina was off in college. And I like how they like reminisce, they like talk about, back when they were in high school and Usnavi was there and stuff. And then at the very end, I think this part is really relatable because, well, I mean, yeah, pretty relatable because like Benny goes like, the whole neighborhood's cheering you along, and then she's like, don't say that. And then she talks about like, when I was younger, I'd imagine what would happen if my parents had stayed in Puerto Rico. Um, and she talks about like she wonders about who she would be like if her parents stayed. And like uh about like the fact that she like had thought about it so much as a kid, that was what made her want to learn Spanish, and just try to like find like who she was by trying to connect with her Spanish roots, but it's not the same as actually living in Puerto Rico. And then she talks about how she thought when she went to college she would kind of find who she was, and she still didn't really find like, she couldn't really find herself there, so she was like frustrated. And I just think it's like relatable to, first of all, like wonder what it would be like if you had kind of grown up in the same place as your parents. But then also how, like you come here, well, you don't come here because we're born here, but like you're born here and, you're different, Hispanic. And, she said she had to learn Spanish to try to like find like kind of who she was. I don't know. I really think it's relatable. I like that last part a lot, and like she like yell sings it, and I yell sing it in the car too, and so that's fun.
Yeah. I enjoy this song a lot too. When you're home, I really like just how it makes me emotional in the sense that I am a sap for like homeliness. Like, oh, like I'm at home, I'm with my people. I don't know. I get really emotional when I'm like thinking about like, oh, seeing my family or something. But I loved it because it just kind of reminds me of those feelings of when you truly feel at home. Like, I mean, I feel at home when we're at home just vibing and just hanging out together, just us two. But I also feel
Hey,
at
what we're
home.
doing right now.
Well, yeah, actually true. But I also feel like at home when I'm like going back to visit my mother or something, right back at her house. And then I feel at home when I go like to New Jersey to visit my family. And I feel at home when I go to visit my sister in California. And I just love how they're talking about home and how things feel lighter and easier when you're truly at home. Because like
Mm-hmm.
in those moments where I feel like I'm at home, I'm like vibing. So I don't know. That song, I have too many feelings, honestly, way too many feelings. So that song gets to me a lot. But I agree, it's a great song. I don't want to talk about it too much because we're taking forever. I want dinner soon. So so that's when you're home.
Same. So the club.
My gosh, how are you just remembering what order these are in?
I listen to it a lot. Damn, this was nice. I really like what you've done with the lights. So the hot club in Washington Heights.
Oh, snobby,
I love this song. I love
relax.
how Usnavi just raps. Yeah. So when I went to see this movie with my mom, or when I saw it with my mom, she was like cooking and she'd like come, she's like cooking and she'd come. And when she came back down to sit down, it was when this song was playing. And I guess she didn't realize that it was a musical because like Usnavi was like rapping, but like it kind of sounds like talking anyways. And then Vanessa would go, "Let's go get a drink." And my mom was like, "What's happening? Why is she talking like that?"
How did she get this far into the movie without realizing it was a musical?
Yeah, she's cooking a lot and talking on the phone a lot. It's okay. If you're watching, I love you. You're cool. You just do that.
That's funny. But yeah, no, this song honestly like I love this song a lot. I do. It's a great one. I listen to it sometimes, but I just love how it leads us into the next song. Do you want to talk about the
Mm-hmm.
club more, or do you want to talk about the big one that comes after it?
Only thing I want to talk about more with the club is that it shows us that Usnavi's a dork and he's weird, and that Vanessa is
We already knew
sought
that.
after by all men. Like, I don't know why, but when I saw that scene of like all these guys going up to her like in the club and stuff, I was just like, dang, like that's how I would be feeling in like a Spanish club and there's all these nasty, creepy guys. That is kind of how it feels.
I cannot relate, but I appreciate the sentiment though. Anyways,
Let's move on to Blackout.
Blackout. This I know I've said this to a
Oye,
few
¿qué
songs, but
pasó?
this is one of my big ones I put on. Right now, this is the first one I put on when I sit in the car every single time. So I need to put gas in my car. Anyways, Blackout is one of the best chorus songs in this whole Blackout. So blackout. I really love this song. Also, my man Sonny gets some more talking in this song when him and his buddy are talking about illuminating the community. Also,
I love their part.
Yeah, I love that part too. And shout out to that guy. I don't remember what his name is right now. Do you? Whatever his name is, shout out to that character because he's only in the movie a few times, but I really like his voice. I think it's so good. Like it's unique.
Yeah, same.
It really like in this moment when Sonny and him are talking, honestly, I
Eddie?
don't think it could get any better. Maybe. Might be Eddie.
I think it's Eddie.
Oh no, your camera just went out. Was that Mango?
Yeah, she's doing it with her tail.
Mangoes! All right.
I don't know why she's being so needy right now. She's never liked this.
Just wants to be in the podcast. You're welcome, Mango.
They're in it. Look.
But Blackout is this really big moment of a song. Honestly, there's that like, I don't know, just the way blackout. It's not just about the blackout, you know, it becomes this way bigger thing where I really love that they chose Sonny and the young boy. I think it was on purpose because when they're talking about illuminating the community from the blackout, I think it's supposed to represent the fact that they're the generation that's going to like light things up for the community. Like it's their job to put it out there and to like shout out,
shed light on the important things that need changing.
It's very symbolic that these two are doing this, that they chose. Like it's not even the fact that anyone told them. They were like, there's a blackout, I know what to do, I'm gonna help the community. Like that's the role that Sonny plays in this movie. He doesn't need to be told to help, he just does it.
They just be doing it. Yeah, I love that. I also love before that. I don't know why I like it so much. There's nothing really symbolic about it, I don't think, unless you would think of something. But just how it's like, because you know, it's Benny, Nina, and Vanessa and Usnavi who are all in that club, and like the lights just go out, and then like that scene in the beginning where they're like got their flashlights and they're like, what the heck? And then everyone's trying to like leave, and they're like, somebody better open these goddamn doors, and then they try to find each other. I just think that's just like a really cool part to watch. Like I don't know how symbolic it is, but I just think it's cool to see like Nina like, where's Benny? And then Snappy's like, where's Vanessa? And Vanessa's like, Snappy. Yeah, I like that.
Lin Manuel never does anything without a deeper meaning. Do I know the deeper meaning of that scene? No. Could I guess it? Probably.
Not yet.
I'm not trying to make this 10,000 years long of a podcast.
Yeah.
So I'll say that. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of meaning behind this song that we're not going to get to, but it's a great song.
It also has that famous TikTok viral sound.
This is the TikTok song for those of you who are listening to this solely because you know about the movie through TikTok.
Yeah.
What is that part? How does it go again?
It's like, you barely even danced with me.
Don't make me laugh. I've been trying all night. You've been shaking your ass at like half of the heights.
Real nice. Barely give me a chance all evening.
Do I get another dance? I'm leaving.
I'm leaving Vanessa.
Got my TikTok for a funny TikTok with that sound. Anyways.
Yeah, that's a good song. And it leads to the saddest song ever.
Yes. But before we get to that, there is one part that I want to talk about in this because it's a like motif in the movie. I love using that word. It makes me feel fancy. Anyways, it's the part where they're saying, we are powerless. We are powerless. That is such a good theme throughout the movie. Is so many of the characters in the songs will just start saying, we are powerless. We are powerless. Just kind of showing that feeling of powerlessness that they have. I mean, it's very straightforward. This line. And
Mm-hmm.
it's very like, I don't know. I love how it just like, it's like they're in the middle of a blackout. So it's like there's no actual power, but then we all know that they're talking about feeling like powerful in society and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I just love that. The we are powerless, we are powerless. This is also the part where like Vanessa basically tells Usnavi to fuck off. Because she wants to find her own way home. She don't need no man.
Yeah,
Um
well, because Usnavi was like, "Oh,
he's a
you're a
jerk.
whore. You've been shaking your ass for everyone," and she was like, "Literally, you told me to." And then,
Oh my gosh, I could spend all day talking about how that scene makes no sense. She literally did not want to dance with him, and Usnavi was like, go dance with him. And then Benny's dumbass was like, she's trying to make you jealous. And he's like, oh, she is. Even though I told her to go dance with someone she didn't want to dance with.
yeah, and like also, if anyone knows anything about fucking Hispanic people, it's that just because you dance with someone doesn't mean shit. Like people like to dance. Like most those Spanish dances, like bachata, cumbia, all that, you need a partner.
I mean, look, here's the thing. If he really felt so jealous, he should have been her partner. Instead, he put another
Yeah,
man to be her partner. But you know what?
yeah.
I don't want to
She
talk about
never
it too
asked.
much.
Yeah. Okay.
He
Yeah.
literally didn't ask. But let's get into what is also one of our favorite songs. We've said that so many times. Paciencia y
Yeah.
fe.
This is a deep one.
I'll give it to you.
Um. So I think my absolute favorite part of Paciencia y Fe personally is the way that it is shown in the movie. Like I don't know how it went in the musical. I'm sure it still sounded amazing because the actress for Abuela was actually the only person who was the actress on Broadway. She stayed and she was the actress for Abuela in the movie. Um but just like the whole like they really, I mean, I don't know much about cinematography and stuff, but they like showed exactly what she was trying to say with that song like perfectly. Oh, I love that song so much. And I think it makes a lot of people think about, because I mean, there's first generation, second generation, all that stuff. um but a lot of people, almost like every Hispanic person, we know someone who is not from this country. We know like our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles, they, lived wherever and then they came here. And she just kind of talks about how that journey was for her, and how, it made her feel, and like being her and her mom just going there together. I don't know. It makes me think about both of my parents when I hear that song. And yeah, I just think it's freaking beautiful. I mean, it's really, really, really sad, obviously, spoiler, but I think that is probably one of the most beautiful and sad songs. And like I said before, my mom, she was like in and out, but she saw the beginning of that song and she stayed sitting down for the entire song. And she was like saying how that, like, hit close to home. That last line where she's like, I've spent my life inheriting dreams from you. Whew, man, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This song is very deep, and I think it totally reminds me of my family as well. Like I was talking about how like my family's up in Jersey, and like my mother herself came to New Jersey at a very young age. And one thing I really love about this song is how much it highlights both like her experience and also just the fact that like it it shows all the things I always want to talk about whenever people bring up immigration. It's how stupid Americans sound, making it seem like they're doing a favor by letting people in the country, or like it's that part. My favorite part of the song is when it's like all of society welcoming mommy and me, and they're like, "You better clean this mess. You better
Mm-hmm.
learn English." Like it's
Yes.
just showing how like people feel like, "Oh, you came to my country. You better earn your way. You better this and that." But the part where she's talking about, where she says like, she's basically throughout the beginning of the song, she's comparing like La Vibora to New York and how it was beautiful there, and not really
Mm-hmm.
so beautiful in New York. But there was
Yeah.
no food there, but there's work
Mm-hmm.
in New York. So like she's essentially saying what nobody like when people talk about immigration, They like to ignore the fact that people do not want to come to America because they're like, pretty country. It's because they kind of have to. They don't want to leave. People often do not want to leave their home country. They don't want to leave their
Yeah.
families. They don't want to leave their
Yeah.
culture. It's not a choice made because I want to be rich in America. It's a choice made because it's a matter of life and safety.
Mhm.
It is not a choice made lightly, and it is not often a choice that is wanted to be made. But
Mhm.
people act like, oh, like you need to earn your way in this country and you need to work extra harder than Americans because what? Like, it's just, I love this song. It really shows how bittersweet the experience has been for her. Like, even though, she's loved in her community in the Heights, and she's become like a she's made her way into being a very respected member of her community who is like everyone loves her. It was not easy for her. It was
Mm-mm.
not a very happy journey like she wishes it
Mm-mm.
could have been. It was a hard journey. It was a hard road, and I just love how she's just so honest about it. This song is so honest. Like, I feel like a lot of people who act this way, they wouldn't want to hear this song. They wouldn't want to hear how real people are and how it is not a matter of being like, they're stealing our jobs. These are lives we're talking about. These are people. These are people who are just like me and you, who have dreams and who have every right to live, and who have every right to live just as good as we want to live. I don't
Mhm.
know. This song makes me so emotional because, like, it makes me so sad that people really, really think it's not racist to like disagree with, like, we need to put more laws, stop immigration. I'm like, you sound so racist. Like, you know how crazy it is to say
Yeah.
that some people deserve a chance in life and some people don't.
Literally. Yeah. And like, yeah, it does make me really mad because it's like it's all these white motherfuckers. Like, did you know? Did you know that real Americans don't look like that? Real Americans, Native Americans, those are the only real fucking Americans. Oh my gosh, it makes me so mad. I could go on
Yeah.
about, yeah, no, I'm not
Yeah.
going to, but
Oh no,
yeah.
yeah. I honestly, the part where she says like, and as I say these words, my heart begins to break, makes me so emotional every time because
Mhm.
my heart's already breaking by that point in the song too. Like,
Mhm.
it's just for her to like say what so many people are afraid to say, because so many people are taught when they, like when people immigrate into America, they're taught, well, you need to be grateful. You need to
Mhm.
treat these Americans with respect. It's like this
Yeah.
weird thing where like people are set to believe that they are less than because they immigrated into the US. It is a stupid
Yeah.
thing, but like that's literally that part where she's like, you better clean this mess, you better learn English. Like, that's how people think they can talk about other people who just don't have
Mhm.
citizenship status. And I think it hits
Yeah.
really close to home because like my mom wasn't like a legal citizen until after I was born. And this is how
Mhm.
people saw her. This is, this
Yeah.
this is my own mother I'm talking about. And people wouldn't pronounce her name right. My own mother has told me countless times. I've seen it happen where she goes into a store and people just try to like dismiss her or say we can't serve you because we don't speak Spanish before she even speaks and says, hello, I've been in this country since I was 9. My English is better than yours.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that's one of my mom's biggest pet peeves. If someone tries to like assume that she speaks Spanish, she gets so mad.
Yeah, or people like assuming that you're like stupid, maybe because your
Or
English isn't the best. It's so dumb.
just people assuming that like you like, and I mean there is absolutely nothing wrong with not having legal citizenship. I know that shit's hard. Absolutely, there's nothing wrong with it. But something that's a little bit like really damn racist is people just assuming like, oh, she's Hispanic. She probably
Yeah.
not legal. Like, sir, I was born in Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah, and it becomes this whole crazy thing, but I think it is pretty like, it's a great song because it really sheds a lot of this stuff to light, right? She's a great character, and I really love that like we get to see her as this like sweet, gentle lady. Like we see that,
Mhm.
like that's how we see her in the beginning of this movie, and in her final moments, she tells us, "No, I have not had life easy. You think I've had life
Mhm.
easy because I seem like a sweet old lady?"
Yeah, and I think it was. really well done how it really played on the heartstrings, how the whole song was basically Abuela talking to her mom, who's obviously passed
Yeah.
away because Abuela's an old lady. And yeah, that just made it like 10,000 times more sad because like you realize, dang, her mom brought her to America and now she's all alone. I mean, she has her whole community, but like, you know, it was them two, dream team.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of the best songs on the album. I've said that too many times, but that's because there's a lot of really good songs on this album.
Yeah.
And I love the ending. I'm just gonna put it like this for the ending. When she says, "I made it through, I survived, I did it." Because for a moment it feels like really strong and powerful, but it gets really sad when she's like, "Now do I leave or stay?" You know, because she's like, "I did it." You know, here's the dream. I made it. I've got my little ones now that are gonna
Audio.
growing up here. Got my whole family. Like, it's that moment when she's trying to decide whether she's gonna leave or stay is just so hard to watch. Like, because we know what happens. She ends up going, but like, I don't know. I feel like this song, it's so deep in a lot, but like one of the things that she talks about in this song is just how like she survived, she made it, but she never got to live that American dream that everyone thinks happens when some, like, you know, people are like, people come to immigrate here to steal our jobs and have the American dream, but that's not what happens to people. They come here, work their ass off, get mistreated, and they never get that dream. They never get that luxury life that stupid politicians put out there. They're like, oh, immigrants are living better than you. Hell no.
Next song, Alabanza.
Oh, you could talk about this one if you want. I mean, it's just kind of the memorial because now Abuela's passed away.
Yeah, I don't really listen to it too much. It's like just really sad.
Same. I mean, I've listened to it before, but like essentially the song was just to memorialize the grandma. It's a very sweet, soothing song, but it's not quite punchy like the other ones. It's just that's soothing the community. It is in the movie, like as a standalone track, it's, it's just, it is what it is. But in the movie, it is a very big moment because, Abuela's passed away and you get to see that community again. Because instantly, in the middle of a blackout, instantly the entire community rallies up together
They
to
have candles
remember
and
her.
everything.
Which just kind
Yeah.
of goes to show, like, even though in her head, I think I love this like contrast that it shows. In her head, she's like, all this stuff happened to me, what did I really make of my life? And then the whole community is like, you did so much for us. Like a moment later, the community is like, you were everything to us, like we love you so much, we're gonna miss you.
Yeah. Yeah, I really love that. And yeah, that was the song. That song I cried with the movie.
Okay, yeah, but it's a good song. Watch the movie if you haven't. I'm sure you have
Yeah.
if you watched this far.
The next song is a banger.
Absolute. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna say it again. Are you ready? This is one of my favorite tracks on the soundtrack.
Yeah. It's amazing. I love this is when like it's like started by the salon ladies because they're about to leave and they're like nobody's saying bye to us, what the hell. And then they go and I love like her first line where she's like, what's this tonteria that I'm seeing on the streets? I never thought I'd see the day. Since when are Latin people scared of heat? Because for real, because some Latinos make me think, are you even Latino?
Oh my god. We just said we do not spread that message.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a silly joke, but yeah, you're right. Sorry. But yeah, I just love that part of the beginning because it's like funny and it's like she's trying to make everybody have a carnaval. And yeah, I just love like that song is basically like be Hispanic and have pride. That's it. I love it so much. And I also really love I watched the cast members like talking about that one song. And they all like I like just knowing this makes it like 1,000 times better because at the end of the song it's like everybody's partying, they're like got their flags, they're all dancing, they're all having a ball. Um, and they all said that like after like when like the last when they like yelled cut for that song, everyone just like nobody stopped, like everyone just kept going because everyone was just so excited and being pumped up and stuff. And I just love that because that's really how Hispanics be. If there's a party, if there's music, and if people are
Yeah.
dancing, they're gonna party and dance, and I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that this song, I mean, there was a lot that happened storyline wise in this song, but I think it served as another like cultural moment. Like we are talking about, is there's a lot of little cultural moments in the song. First of all, the guy wearing the Puerto Rican shirt was just funny because people put Puerto Rican flags everywhere. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it really does like remind me a lot of like my family. Like everything is a party. When I go home to Jersey, I know for a fact there's gonna be at least 3 or 5 parties staying in one day.
Mhm.
Like everyone is just like, oh, it's hot outside, let's go have a party. Or
Yep.
everyone's like, oh, we have nothing to do tomorrow, let's throw a backyard party. Every night's a party when you're with family.
Mhm. Hell yeah.
So that was really nice, just like the party vibe, because that's how the parties go. Like, you know, like everyone, we pull out the coolers. I love my aunt so much. When she throws a party, there's a taco truck. And I really would love to, you know, she's offered to, you know, like to do like an engagement party or something for us, like a wedding thing. We could have a taco truck, I'm just saying. but,
Sounds nice.
but anyways, yeah, I love this song because it's like fun like that and stuff. But then there's those little weird moments like where they're like where Vanessa comes in and she's like, "Why is everyone so happy, huh? Things are terrible here." And then they're like, "We know you love him." You know, the Salon Girls are just being silly the
Mhm.
whole time. And then that's what the Salon Girls. This is like when we get one of those moments from what's that girl, Brooklyn 99 girl.
Daniela and Carla.
Yeah, where she's like telling
So
her to do
Carla,
improv. Yeah, where
yeah,
she's
well, no, Carla is singing, and then Daniela goes me
I'm
me me.
Chile Dominican Rican, something like that. But
She,
I always
yeah.
say I'm from Queens.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
love
love
this song
that
a
part.
lot. There's a lot
Because
going
I'm
on in this
Mexican
song.
Rican and you're Colombo Rican, and that's another thing. We'll be mixing stuff up all the time.
This is when Usnavi announced that he was going to the DR.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so song's the big moment in the movie.
Mhm. It's getting hot in this room.
Yeah, it's getting hot out here, but don't worry, we're almost done. Also, wait, my last favorite part. This song has so much. It's so long. This is one of the
Song is a
longest
long
tracks.
song, yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the longest tracks on the whole friggin' movie. It has a lot of like, you could slice it up into chunks, and the chunk that like at the end that I really love is when they're like KISSING.
S-I-N-G, Nina and Benny.
And then okay, wait, we get another moment from my fave here, Sonny, when he's like, "Hold up, wait a minute, Usnavi's leaving
Snap is
us for the
leaving us for
Dominican
the Dominican
Republic,
Republic
and Benny went and told the girl that I'm in love with she was my babysitter first." And
first.
then we get the powerless part again. We are
Mm-hmm. We are
powerless,
powerless.
and this is when Sonny and Vanessa vibe.
No, it's Sunny and Nina.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Are
they're
you
the ones who
sure
are
for sure?
singing.
Are
Yes,
you
I'm
sure for
for
sure?
sure. I'm very sure for sure.
Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe you're
Benny
right,
and
Sonny.
Sunny,
Calling the corners.
Benny and Sunny are tight. Sunny's not as tight with Vanessa. I mean,
Mm,
sorry, Sunny and Nina are tight. If Sunny was as tight with Vanessa, then Snappy would already be dating Vanessa because maybe
yeah.
Sunny.
Yeah. Okay. I know I said I was almost done with the song, but wait, I'm looking at the lyrics and there's a lot of really good lyrics in this song. I like the part where like Usnavi is saying, "Y'all can cry with your head in the sand. I'ma fly this flag that I got in my hand." And it's just
Viva
kind of
esa bandera.
yeah,
Oh,
it just
sorry.
kind of goes back to how like Usnavi is a very like optimistic driven character. Like while everyone else is just kind of like, things are hard. Usnavi's like, I got pride, man. But yeah.
Yeah, I love when they're like, "Pasa la bandera
Bandera
dominicana."
Dominicana. I want to learn the dance is in this movie and just do them.
I got you.
Check out my YouTube channel soon. Maybe I'll have a video of us dancing. Maybe I will never do that. Don't ever count on anything I say in these podcasts. I'm really sorry to the person who asked for a part 2 to that When All You Ever Wanted Isn't Enough podcast. Thank you so much for liking the first one. I don't think I'll ever do a second one. Anyways, moving on.
Never say never.
Never say never. We're going to be in our 50s when we do part 2. But we're almost done with the movie. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so hungry.
We have When the Sun Goes Down, which I don't have anything to say about it because I still don't really listen to it that much.
All right, can we jump over that one? It's a really good song. It is, but we haven't listened to it enough. And also, we need to eat dinner. So, moving on to Champagne.
Champagne. I love Champagne. Recently, I fell in love with it. Yeah, I love it so much. I really like how in Champagne, I love the singing, obviously, but it's the first time where like where Vanessa has like kind of given some kind of hint, that she wants Usnavi to stay and that she's even like interested in him at all. And I love that part. And it also, I really love how she's like, you want to stay uptown, maybe save this place. Yeah. And then when he goes, Vanessa, you left us too. And then she's like, I only moved to West 4th Street. You can take a train to see me. And it's like, you're leaving the country. We're never going to see you again. And I like how she mentions like Sunny. She's like, it's not like Sunny's got role models stepping up to the plate. I love that because it's a fact. He doesn't. And Usnavi honestly is like, you know, a older brother figure to him. And I think I love their dynamic. So yeah. I love that song.
I totally agree with that. I love the way she mentions Sunny, and also when it comes to the song Champagne, I think that it is nice that we finally get some positive interaction between Usnavi and Vanessa, because I was really starting to wonder if she even wanted him.
Same.
So it was like that moment, like, like no hate to the storyline or the way that Lin Manuel like wrote the story, but I was just so like kind of like, I don't know, I was like not sure if Vanessa really wanted Usnavi that much because of the distance. And I could tell that like she was kind of toying with him at the beginning of the movie. I just feel like because they were the main couple, I would have just wanted a little bit more out of that. But anyways, I did like that this song finally gave them a moment to have a positive moment together. I think if there had been just maybe a little bit before the club to kind of show their interactions, I think that would have been nice because it was all awkward before the club. What?
Oh, I guess it was all awkward, but I mean, I think that was them trying to
yeah,
you know, they were like laughing and like Usnavi was being weird.
I like the awkwardness. I just wish there had been like one moment before the club that was like just pure, like they like each other, because it was all awkward and then it was downhill and then this is the first uphill moment we have. But anyways, I do like the song. The one thing I didn't like was like Usnavi acts so dumb in front of Vanessa. Like she's trying to talk to him and he's sitting there trying to open this champagne. I'm like, can you listen? Can you?
Yeah. He's like, how do you get this gold shit up? And she's all like, you know, talking about planning like a cute, like nice day. And he's like,
and
I'm trying to open this champagne.
I got so salty that she brings him this champagne. She's trying to be all sweet and stuff. And because of that, like, I wish I was mad, and then they kiss. They never even have this date where they drink the champagne. Anyways.
Yeah, same. Well, I mean, Vanessa does go a little bit, like she puts on the dramatics. You can tell she's trying to get him to stay.
Well, yeah. And I really like when you bring that up that she's trying to get him to stay. I really like the back and forth between them. I think it's the good it's what really makes their relationship stand out in the movie, is that like they do these things for each other without being like, you need to stay for me. Instead, he goes out of his way to help her out with the lease without telling her. And then she goes out of her way to help like do this thing for him that she knew he'd appreciate without being like, well, stay. She kind of like just shows that she cares. I don't know. I think that it's a very healthy relationship. Give claps for not being toxic. All right. But the last song, it's just called Finale because it's the finale. And I'm gonna let you talk about this, but all I want to say is that I love this song so much but I do not listen to it because it makes me really sad.
Yeah. I didn't really get that when you told me, but then because I hadn't really listened to it that much, but then I listened to it the other day and I got emotional too, and I was like, what the heck? Um, but yeah, there's a lot of like in the Heights and the finale are amazing beginning and ends, and I think it's because they're really, really similar.
Yes. I I love this song so much because this song does such a good job tying everything together and really showing how, instead of being like very unrealistic, and like I love that things did not get fixed in this movie. The salon did not stay, despite that people may have wanted it to stay, you know, and he didn't buy his company back. It's not like the little problems were magically solved. I mean, I love that the movie didn't do that because that's not how life works. They did, in fact, lose a lot of things in that neighborhood, and the neighborhood did change. But
Mm-hmm.
they were able to make the most of what they could make the most of. They couldn't help the fact that like the salon ladies had to move or that Nina's dad had to sell the business, but they were able to make the most of what they could in their situation. Usnavi did not become a millionaire. He did not open the world's most successful bar. He continued to run the shop that he always ran. And his now wife, Vanessa, is not like some millionaire fashion designer. She's a fashion designer right there in the Heights. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a very nice ending that it's very realistic but still adorable because instead of chasing money and a different place, Usnavi and Vanessa learned to appreciate like their home and their life and to love what they
Yeah.
do. I don't know. It makes me emotional because when he starts like at the end and he's like, "I'm home," I'm like,
I'm home. Yeah.
"Yes, you are, Usnavi."
Yeah. And I think my favorite moment in the movie is when they like reveal um that little girl is Navi's daughter, because that
Yeah.
little girl is so damn cute. I just want to squeeze her. Like, she's so adorable. And I love how at the end she goes and runs up to her parents and they have a little moment, and then he gives her his hat, and it's just I love that. I just
Yeah.
envision it at the end when she's wearing his hat and she makes that little smirk face. Adorable.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he starts talking about like, if you close your eyes, that hydrant's a beach, the siren's a breeze. And also, this is like one of those things that like the more I watch it, I see it and I didn't think about it before. But there's that one part in one of the songs where Benny's talking about how he would break open the fire
Yeah.
hoses, and then
You
at
know,
the
it's my
end of the
favorite
movie, the
song. I
kids.
know that.
Well, yeah, but then like I think it's cute that like he's talking about how much he loved to do that, and that was like a part of his
Mhm.
childhood. And then at the end of the movie, the kids go and do the same thing to have
Mhm.
water in the streets. Like it's like, oh like they're raising a new generation. I don't know.
Mhm.
The only thing I wish about the finale that would be different was I wish we saw the other characters. You know, we didn't really get to see Sunny. We didn't get to
Yeah,
see
I did want to see
Ballerina.
Sunny. Yeah, I wanted to see their cute ass baby too. What the hell?
I understand that, like, in that one song, they talk about going back together. We could have seen them. Somehow, still, like, we could have at least figured out what happened to them. I'm invested in their story. I want to know what happened to them,
Same.
too. Also, Sunny,
Mhm.
I agree with you. I wish we had known more about, because, you know, like, Usnavi helped him start the process to citizenship, and he knew that that was going to be a hard journey. Like, if they're not going to tell us what happened at the end of In the Heights, Lin Manuel Miranda, I ask that you please make Sunny his own movie, just Sunny, all about his journey. We need that. So thank you
Thank
in
you.
advance for that.
Can't pay you money, but we could pay you in another podcast.
I can't give you money, but if you ever want to talk, we can sit down and talk. I can't offer that much information, but I will emotionally support you through this journey.
Offer a new perspective.
I have really low equipment. I'm a very low budget creator, as you could tell by this video, but I will support you in any way I can. Anyways, I know Lin Manuel Miranda is never going to see this, but if you do, you're great. Uh, um, so yeah, that's. I don't really know what else to say about the finale except I stopped listening to it after I started crying a lot one time when I was driving because I realized that was dangerous to cry that much on the road. so, so I don't listen to this one while I'm driving for the safety of myself and everyone else around me. But that's it. This is our recap on the movie, and I promise you we could have made this so much longer, but we're hungry. So
hungry, hot, thirsty.
All of those things. All of those things. Also, as you can tell by the way that the lighting was good when this started and it's not good now, a lot of time has passed.
Yeah, true.
So I don't know why. I was just about to say I love you. Like hanging up the phone. I love you. Bye.
Oh, do you have a question?
Oh, yeah. Usually I have a discussion question when it comes to these things. I don't really have one off the top of my head. I mean, that's usually with the books, though.
Have you seen In the Heights? If not, you're lame. Or tell us why.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Actually,
I'm just kidding.
Good point. If you have seen In the Heights, what is your favorite song from the movie and why? Because we rambled about why we love these songs. So let us know, what's your favorite song and why is that your favorite song / moment in the movie? And thank you so much for watching. Do you have any final points or things you would like to say?
Anyone who hasn't seen the movie who wants to see it, pretty soon we'll own it. So you can have a viewing party.
I was about to say, where are you going with that? Are you inviting the whole internet to our place?
Yeah.
I say the whole internet like I don't have 3 subscribers, but I appreciate all 48 of you. That's where I'm lying right now. So all 48 of you are awesome. I appreciate the heck out of you. Thank you so much for sticking around. And to Crystal, my homie who watches all my podcasts, you're a homie. She's also my sister. You're a homie. And I just want to say that I do love this movie like so much, and it means so much to me. And I was not expecting to love a musical. So if you haven't seen this and you're like, it's a musical, you should give it a shot because it's a great movie. It's super relatable. It's super cute, thought-provoking. That's what I would call this movie in 2 words.
Also, don't say you don't like musicals if you've seen High School Musical.
High School Musical is not a real musical. We're not talking about this whole thing. I'm hungry.
Okay.
But if you think High School Musical is a real musical, tell me why in the comments below. And
okay.
Or just salty.
No.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe because people say to do that. And so I'm going to say to do that because I think if you like, comment, and subscribe on my videos, maybe one day I will be able to pay my rent easier. So if you want to support that journey, then do it. And until next time, stay psyched.
Let us know if you liked Mango.
You better love Mango.
Thank you so much for listening. The intro and outro beat used on this podcast was made by my friend and producer, PME. He's super talented, so make sure to check him out. His links are always in the description. And as always, let me know what you're getting psyched about. I do this podcast because I think getting psyched is done best when we do it together. So please let me know, and until next time, stay psyched.